Good morning and welcome to your weekend unboxing video on Gaming with ADHD. Today we're taking a look at Merrill's Marauders from Decision Games, a solo player board game about American commandos in Burma during World War II. Now before we get started, I do hope that this video will earn your subscription to my channel. I cover all sorts of tabletop gaming content and would love for you to come along and see what I cover. If you like what I do, please like and subscribe for more videos. So, I picked up this game at Dice Tower West on a whim. I was wandering the small dealers area and casually joked with my wife as we passed the Decision Games booth that she would never play any of the games that they offered. And she looked, laughed, and just said, nope. And for me, since this totally impacts what kind of games I'm going to purchase, since she's my most frequent gaming companion, I try to get games that interest her. And historical war games dealing with actual units just isn't her idea of a fun game. Now, this actually wasn't the first of these games that I picked up. I did do a video on the set for Rogers Rangers a couple of weeks ago, and I figured with the low price point, instead of just getting one, I'd get a couple of different games and try them out. Now, I was flipping through the rack and I came across Merrill's Marauders. And one of the big things about Rogers Rangers was just some nostalgia to my childhood. And I got the same kind of effect when I saw this game. Now, I had a grandfather who served in the war. He was not part of Merrill's Marauders. There's a fascinating history about them and their operation. You absolutely should go check it out. But for me, I remember when I was very young, my parents leaving, and for some reason, my grandfather was left to watch over us. Now, this isn't a bad thing. I'm not trying to say he did a bad job. My memories of him are that he was very kind and very wise, even though it's been almost 30 years since I saw him last. Now, I remember my parents giving him instructions that I was allowed to watch a movie. Back in those days, we couldn't just stream whatever we wanted, and the movie had been split into two parts. First part broadcast on one Saturday, and the second part broadcast on another Saturday, this one in question where my grandfather was watching me. And I remember he was very strict about not letting me watch more TV than this movie, but I don't remember much else than that. But regardless, I just have a good memory about him because of it. And when I was flipping through and I saw this particular game, it reminded me of this movie, which was loosely based on Merrill's Marauders. And so I decided I would pick this one up as well. As a small side note, I believe the movie was Objective Burma, starring Errol Flynn, but I'm not entirely sure because the name that I remember is not one that exists, at least not that I can find. So, with that said, I am stepping out of my wheelhouse here. To me, part of the fun of board games is the interaction with other people. So unless it's on a tablet, I generally don't go for a solo gaming experience. But, at $15, I was willing to give this a try. And so for today, I just want to take a look, see what we get inside the package. I actually haven't opened this one yet to take a peek. And so we'll go from there. So, as you can see, this is a very small package. It comes in basically a giant Ziploc bag. Description of all of our contents here on the back. So it is designed for a single player to play in 1 to 2 hours with relatively low complexity. So scale is 17 miles to the inch. Okay, so that's an interesting one. And it looks like we're going to get some cards, some tokens, and a few other things. So let's pull this out. Oh. Okay. Actually, do I have everything? Yes, I do have everything. Okay, so we get our instructions, a map, some cards, a Ziploc baggie, and some tokens. We will come back to that in a moment. So, one thing I do like about these, and I noticed this with my Rogers Rangers game, is this is my little recording studio, painting table, you know, multi-purpose desk next to my computer. And as you can see, it is small enough that I can actually play this, and I'm actually going to plan on, playing this on a stream so that you all can watch. So we have Burma, we have, different villages, rivers. I'll be honest, I have not read the rules, so I don't know how this works. But, it is designed that I could sit here and, play this with everyone watching. So I'm kind of excited about that. The map is single-sided, so no optional scenario maps. It's historical, not surprising. All right, so let's zoom in here. Now on the tokens, we get 40 different tokens that... All right, so we've got Merrill and Ord. I'm going to assume these are Japanese soldiers. Airdrops, mules and horses, the different commandos, and they are double-sided for, different purposes. So pretty simple, just a simple number of units, but again, it's a solo scenario, so not too surprising. If you've watched any of my other videos, yes, this is an empty bag. But they gave me tokens and they gave me a bag to put it in. That's fantastic. So many games, they give you a package, they tell you to punch everything out, and then you're stuck with, tokens flying everywhere. So... all right, so we get a small set of cards. So these are mission cards. Basically, this is going to give you, I'm assuming, your different scenarios. So mission, recover at least one real objective. Mission, build bases in the spaces occupied by 3 real objectives. Recover 2 real objectives. Build bases in the spaces occupied by 2 real objectives. So, obviously, I'm going to assume these are based on different operations that the commandos took on. All right, we've got Op4 cards. So Intel, Fight for Intel, Disease and Weather, Impenetrable Jungle, Burmese Guerrillas, Op4, Japanese Column, Japanese Patrol, Banzai, Japanese Raid, Japanese March on India, SOE OSS Air Commandos, Force X, and Morale Check. All right. Now, this, especially, comparing it to Rogers Rangers, this is actually one thing that I like. So these are the instructions. We are dealing with essentially 6 pages of rules. I mean, obviously, it's pretty text-heavy, not a whole lot of, diagrams and whatnot. But, pretty simple. Looks like this was made in 2016, so it's been out for about 6 years. but I am absolutely excited to give this a try. So, wish me luck on my descent into solo gaming. If you've got any questions, if you've played this before, absolutely leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you about it. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.